Chapter 1, A Precipitous Announcement and the Shadow of Doubt. In the Westminster's hallowed halls, the air buzzed with a palpable sense of trepidation as Rishi Sunak's surprise election announcement jolted the political landscape. Despair clung to the faces of Tory MPs, their fates hanging precariously in the balance. One minister, his countenance etched with resignation, thrust his official red folder towards an opposition counterpart, uttering a sobering statement, "You might as well have this now." Within the labyrinthine corridors of Parliament, the weight of gloom descended upon the tea-rooms and bars. A Tory MP, among the 70 who had resolved to step down, embraced a Labour colleague, offering a poignant farewell, "Good luck. This is all yours." It was a moment of solemn acknowledgement, a surrender to the inevitable. Sunak's audacious call for an election, amidst a staggering 20-point deficit, the largest chasm for an incumbent party in polling history, sent shockwaves through his own ranks. Fury and trepidation intermingled, as MPs had anticipated an autumn poll, allowing time for economic recovery to manifest, for deportation flights to Rwanda to commence, and for Labour to face the relentless scrutiny of public gaze. Chapter 2, Whispers of Dissent and the Seeds of Doubt. The decision to hold an election in July had been meticulously concealed, with Sunak believed to have grappled with the implications for a month. Tory insiders privy to the deliberations revealed that he had ultimately reached his fateful conclusion after the local elections. However, the move ignited divisions among his advisers. Isaac Levido, the election strategist who had orchestrated Boris Johnson's landslide victory, advocated for patience, reasoning that an autumn poll would find the public in a more favourable mood. Others, led by Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden, maintained that the Prime Minister could not afford to delay. They feared that the economic recovery was lagging behind expectations and that the government would not reap the rewards when inflation subsided and interest rates dipped. Sunak himself, it was surmised, harbored concerns about being perceived as clinging to power and desired to dictate the terms of the election. His closest aides concurred, fearing that a further deterioration in the political climate would only harm their chances. The irony was not lost on some senior Tories, who witnessed the Prime Minister's rain-soaked speech drowned out by the anthem of New Labour, "Things can only get better." Chapter 3, A Chorus of Defeat and a Flicker of Defiance. When asked about the wisdom of a July election, one Tory backbencher responded with unrestrained pessimism, "It's a disaster. I can't understand it." Another uttered a single, despairing word, "No." Yet, not all Tory MPs succumbed to defeatism. Even among those who questioned the merits of a summer election, there remained an unyielding determination to fight onward. They resolved to exhaust every local avenue, to persuade voters to rally behind them, even if the national picture appeared bleak. One veteran MP, facing a marginal seat, declared, "Of course I'm going to fight it. I don't believe in just giving up like the Prime Minister has obviously decided to." Another MP, whose seat hung in the balance, embraced the challenge. "I think there are colleagues who are more bound to lose than me, who perhaps feel it is a little indelicate," hinting at Sunak's perceived indifference to the employment and financial prospects of his discarded troops. Others maintained an upbeat demeanor. One MP welcomed the move, suggesting that Sunak might as well go for broke, adding, "It looks bold, catches Labour off guard, and flights to Rwanda might happen during the campaign. The timing matters less than the actual fight, and there's a small advantage in going for it." Sunak later conceded that no flights would depart before the election. Another MP deemed it a perfectly respectable aim for the Prime Minister to minimize losses and deny Labour a substantial majority, though laughter escaped their lips at the notion of a Tory resurgence. Chapter 4, The Grim Reality of Diminished Support. Despite the bravado and optimism of some, the combination of seats once considered safe now teetering on the brink and the dwindling number of ground troops willing to pound the pavement filled even the most sanguine MPs with unease. One former minister warned of the difficulty in galvanizing disillusioned activists, many of whom had lost their council seats in the recent local elections. While some MPs sacrificed their holidays to prepare for the election, others admitted to maintaining their travel plans, albeit discreetly. Steve Baker, facing the prospect of losing his High Wycombe seat, remained unmoved. "I can tell you, I am going to keep to my plans." Chapter 5, Echoes of Rebellion and the Shadow of Confidence. Whisperings of frustration against the Prime Minister had preceded the election announcement. Tory whips hinted at the number of letters of no confidence approaching the threshold required to trigger a vote. It remained unclear whether this factor had influenced Sunak's decision-making. However, time had run out for the rebels. As one Tory backbencher remarked, "It's too late. We could have a leadership contest, but that would mean nothing. The king has already consented to an